My dear students, in the periodic properties, I have explained so many periodic properties. Next one is electropositive nature or electropositivity. Electropositivity is nothing but the tendency of an atom to lose the electron is called electropositive nature. The tendency of an atom to lose the electron is called electropositivity. Electronegativity means the tendency of an atom to attract the bonding electron pair more towards itself in a molecule is called electronegativity. The tendency of an atom to attract the bonding electron pair more towards itself in a molecule is called electronegativity. This electropositivity is nothing but the opposite to electronegativity. Tendency of an atom to lose the electron is called electropositive nature or electropositivity. If an atom has less ionization potential value, then it has more tendency to lose the electron. Atom has more tendency to lose the electron. So that means IP less means ionization potential less means electropositive nature will be more. If an atom has low ionization potential value, then its electropositive nature must be more. If an atom has high ionization potential, value, then its electropositivity will be less. So variation of electropositivity in periods. Variation of electropositivity in periods. See, in periods left to right, as atomic number increases, atomic size decreases. As atomic size decreases, IP ionization potential increases. As IP increases, electropositivity decreases. If we take second period elements, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, other than this zero group, remaining elements are called representative elements. If we take representative elements, from lithium to fluorine, atomic size decreases. As atomic size decreases, IP increases. As IP increases, electropositive nature decreases. So in periods, electropositivity decreases. In periods left to right, electropositivity decreases. Next, variation of electropositivity in groups. Variation of electropositivity in groups. In groups, top to bottom, as the atomic number increases, atomic size increases. In groups, top to bottom, as the atomic number increases, atomic size increases. As atomic size increases, IP decreases. If we take alkali metals, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, these are first group elements, alkali metals. Top to bottom, as the atomic number increases, atomic size increases. As atomic size increases, IP, ionization potential, decreases. As IP decreases, electropositivity increases. Top to bottom, as the atomic number increases, ionization potential decreases. Ionization potential decreases is nothing but electropositivity increases. So left to right decreases, top to bottom increases. So in the periodic table, which group elements are highly electropositive? First group elements are highly electropositive. So because left to right decreases, left to right decreases, left to right decreases, top to bottom increases. Left to right decreases is nothing but from first A group to seventh A group. For zero group elements, no need to consider because they have stable configuration. Left to right, electropositivity decreases. That means first A group elements have highest electropositivity. In the periodic table, alkali metals are highly electropositive. In the periodic table, alkali metals are highly electropositive. In the periodic table, which element has highest electropositive nature? Here last element is francium. See, top to bottom electropositive nature increases. So francium is last element, but francium is radioactive element. So before that francium, cesium is there. So cesium is highly electropositive element. Here francium has highest electropositivity, but francium is a radioactive element. Radioactive element. Within 21 minutes, its half-life period is very less. Within 21 minutes, it is converted into another element. Then no need to consider that francium. Take cesium. Next element is cesium. So cesium has highest electropositive nature. This is electropositivity. Next property is valency. In the periodic properties, next property is valency. Valency means combining capacity of an element with number of hydrogen atoms or number of chlorine atoms or twice the number of oxygen atoms is called valency. Combining capacity of an element with the number of hydrogen atoms or number of chlorine atoms or twice the number of oxygen atoms is called valency. So I am taking sodium hydride. In this sodium hydride, one sodium combines with how many hydrogens? Only one hydrogen. Then valency of sodium is 1. Valency of sodium is 1. I am taking calcium hydride, CaH2. Calcium valency is 2. Here calcium combines with 2 hydrogens. Then valency of calcium is 2. If we take aluminum hydride, valency of aluminum is 3. If we take silicon hydride, valency of silicon is 4. Combining capacity of an element with the number of hydrogen atoms is called valency. This is with respect to hydrogen. So if we take one element M, its hydride formula is MH3. Then what is the valency of M? Valency of M is 3. If its hydride formula is MH4, M hydride formula is MH4. Then what is the valency of M means 4. It should be 4. See, with respect to chlorine, sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, aluminum chloride, silicon tetrachloride. What is the valency of sodium? 1. Valency of magnesium 2. Valency of aluminum 3. Valency of silicon 4. With respect to chlorine, valency means combining capacity of an element with the number of chlorine atoms. With the number of chlorine atoms. With respect to hydrogen, number of hydrogen atoms. With respect to chlorine also, number of chlorine atoms. If we take one element M, its chloride formula MCl3. Then valency of M is 3. If it forms MCl5 chloride, valency of M should be 5. See, with respect to oxygen, sodium oxide, magnesium oxide, sodium oxide, magnesium oxide, aluminum oxide, silicon oxide. Combining capacity of an element with the number of hydrogen atoms or number of chlorine atoms or twice the number of oxygen atoms. Twice the number of oxygen atoms. So if we take magnesium oxide, one oxygen is there, twice means 2. Its valency is 2. Here 2 oxygen atoms are there. Valency of silicon 4. See, but here, see, sodium oxide, one oxygen is there, twice the number of oxygens means 2. But 2 sodium atoms are there, na? Then valency of sodium is 1 only. Twice the number of oxygen atoms, only one oxygen atom. Twice means 2. But here 2 sodium atoms are combining with 1 oxygen. So 1 only. Valency of sodium is 1. Here also 3 oxygens are there. With that 3 oxygen atoms, 2 aluminum atoms are combining. 2 aluminum atoms are combining with 3 oxygen atoms. Then twice the number of oxygens means 6. But here 2 aluminums are there, na? Then valency should be 3 only. This is with respect to oxygen. If we take one element M, its oxide formula MO2, then what is the valency of M? It should be 4. MO2, valency of M should be 4. M2O3, valency of M 3. M2O5, valency of M 5. 3 oxygens are there, twice means 6. But how many M atoms? 2 are there, then 3 only. Here 5 oxygens, twice 10, 10 by 2, 5. this valence is equal to valency of an element is equal to group number. Valency of an element is equal to group number or number of valence electrons. Number of valence electrons, or this valence is equal to 8 minus group number. 8 minus group number. Valence is equal to group number or number of valence electrons, or 8 minus group number. So if we take sodium hydride, magnesium hydride, or take calcium hydride, aluminum hydride, silicon hydride, phosphorus hydride, hydrogen sulfide, HCl. First A to 7th A group elements. First A, second A, third A, fourth A, fifth A, sixth A, 7th A group elements. For sodium, valence is 1. Valence of sodium is 1. Valence of calcium is 2. Valence of aluminum is 3. Valence of silicon is 4. Valence of phosphorus 3. Because here 3 hydrogens are there. 8 minus group number. Group number or 8 minus group number. 8 minus phosphorus belongs to 5th A group. 8 minus 5, 3. For sulfur, say 8 minus 6, 2. 8 minus 7, 1. So valency of that element is equal to group number or number of valence electrons, or 8 minus group number. What is the valency of chlorine in Cl2O7? 7. Valency of chlorine in Cl2O7 is 7, because 7 oxygens are there. Twice means 14. That 14 is for 2 chlorines. For each chlorine, 7. Some elements can exhibit variable valencies. Some elements can exhibit variable valencies. Say PCl3, PCl5. In PCl3, valency of phosphorus is 3, but in PCl5, its valency is 5. So because if we take phosphorus, its valency orbit electronic configuration is 3s2 3p3, 3s2 3p3. In this state, phosphorus has 3 unpaired electrons. Then its valency is 3. But in excited state, here 3d orbitals are there. This electron can enter into this orbital, because third orbit contains d orbitals also. Third orbit contains s, p and d orbitals also. If this electron enters into 3d orbitals, the number of unpaired electrons 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then its valency is 5. So some elements exhibit variable valencies. Not only phosphorus, even we can take sulfur also. Transition elements can exhibit variable valencies. Except second B group elements, remaining D block elements are called transition elements. They can also exhibit variable valencies. See, but nowadays this valency is replaced by oxidation state. This valency is replaced by oxidation state. Instead of valency, it is using oxidation state is using. What is oxidation state? Oxidation state means the possible charge present on the atom in a compound is called oxidation state. The possible charge present on the atom in a compound is called oxidation state. So if we take sodium chloride, in that sodium chloride, the possible charge on sodium is +1. Possible charge on chlorine is -1. Then we can say that oxidation state of sodium is +1. Oxidation state of chlorine is -1. If we take magnesium chloride, in magnesium chloride, the possible charge on magnesium is +2. Then its oxidation state is +2. Possible charge on each chlorine is -1. On 2 chlorines -2, but on each chlorine -1. Then oxidation state of chlorine is -1. Oxygen state means the possible charge present on the atom in a compound. It is called oxidation state. See, for alkali metals, if you take alkali metals, for alkali metals, oxidation state is always +1. For alkali metals, +1. Or in general, I am writing first A group elements. For first A group elements, +1. For second A group elements, +2. See here, sodium belongs to first A group. Then its oxidation state is +1. When sodium combines with other elements, it exhibits +1 oxidation state. Not only sodium chloride, we can take sodium fluoride also or sodium oxide also. In its compounds, sodium exhibits +1 oxidation state. For second A group elements, +2. If we take third A group elements, for third A group elements, oxidation state is generally +3. See, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. These are the third A group elements. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. These are the third A group elements. Third A group elements, general valency orbital electronic configuration is ns2np1. For first A group elements, ns1. For second A group elements, ns2. For third A group elements, ns2np1. Third A, 3 valence electrons, ns2np1. For third A group elements, general oxidation state is +3. But if we take last element thallium, if we take this thallium, for thallium, valence orbital electronic configuration is 6s2 6p1. 6s2 6p1. In ground state, this thallium has only one unpaired electron. That thallium uses this electron. Thallium uses this electron during the formation of the compounds. It can use these 2 electrons also, but see, to excite this electron into this orbital, more amount of energy will be required. In case of higher atomic number elements, more amount of energy will be required to excite ns electrons. That's why this electron pair has less tendency to participate in chemical reactions. That is called inert pair effect. Inert pair effect. Inert means lazy. Inert means lazy. Inert pair. This electron pair is lazy pair. This electron pair has less tendency to participate in chemical reactions. That's why thallium has more tendency to use only these p electrons. Only one p electron is there. So +1 is more stable. Third A group elements can exhibit +3. But for thallium, +1 is more stable. It can exhibit +3 also, but less stable. But stable oxidation state is +1. So if we take TL +1, TL +3, TL +1 is more stable. For thallium, +1 is more stable than +3. TL +1 is more stable than +3 due to inert pair effect. This is called thallus. This is called thallic. Thallus is more stable than thallic. Thallium or thallus chloride, thallic chloride, which is more stable. Thallus chloride, thallic chloride. Thallus chloride is more stable. Like that, fourth A group elements also. If we take fourth A group elements are carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. Fourth A group elements valence orbital electronic configuration is ns2 np2. ns2 np2. Number of valence electrons 4. That's why fourth A group elements. General oxidation state is +4. General oxidation state is +4. If we take lead, for lead, +2 is more stable. Only for lead, +2 is more stable due to inert pair effect. 6s2 6p2. Lead valence orbital electronic configuration is 6s2 6p2. In ground state, lead contains 2 p electrons, 2 unpaired electrons. To excite this electron into this orbital, more amount of energy will be required. To excite this s electron into p orbital, more amount of energy will be required. That's why lead has a more tendency to use these two p electrons, then plus 2 is more stable. Pb plus 2, Pb plus 4, which is more stable? Pb plus 2 is more stable due to net pair effect. Plumbus, plumbic. Plumbus is more stable than plumbic. Plumbus is more stable than plumbic. PbCl2, PbCl4, which is more stable? PbCl2 is more stable. PbO, PbO2. Plumbus oxide, plumbic oxide. This is plumbus oxide. This is plumbic oxide. Plumbus oxide is more stable. If you take tin, for tin plus 4 only more stable. Sn plus 4 is more stable than Sn plus 2. Only for lead plus 2 is more stable. In third group elements, last element, it has more tendency to use p electrons. One p electron is there, so plus 1 is more stable. In fourth group elements, last element is lead. Lead has 2 p electrons. In the valence orbit, 2 p electrons. So Pb plus 2 is more stable than Pb plus 4. For remaining elements, plus 4 is more stable, but only for lead plus 2 is more stable. If you take 50 group elements, last element is bismuth. In that 50 group elements, last element is bismuth. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. For bismuth, 6s2, 6p3, 6s2, 6p3, 3 electrons are there in the p orbitals. So Bi plus 3 is more stable than Bi plus 5. Bi plus 3 is more stable than Bi plus 5 due to inert pair effect. This oxygen state concept, still so much is there, but in this lesson this much is enough. More will be discussed in redox reactions. About this oxygen state, so much is there, but it will be discussed in redox reactions. But in this lesson, this much is enough.